All right, we're back in hour number 2. You know, you can always do. We shouldn't say this, right during the show times, but a lot of times doing a slow fade ain't the worst thing in the world.
No,
but it's something. I mean,
well, that's what I was gonna do, and you were like, "No, let's just go back."
Well, no, I'm saying slow fade is I start talking, but you still have the music behind you. You know what I'm saying, Danielle? What do you think about that? Are you pro slow fade or are you pro fast fade?
Yeah, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in, but I'm a fan of both.
Do you like to listen to people when they talk when there's music behind them?
No.
But for a limited amount of time, it's okay.
A limited amount of time is okay, but I am extremely, I don't like, if I'm listening or if I have to listen to something, I don't want anything, I don't want to have to hear anything else, and you know that.
Yeah.
And I'm abnormally like that. Like, if anything's going on while I'm on the phone, I have to leave the room. I can't focus on the phone if something else is going on in the room.
Yeah. I hear you. Oh, by the way, the Refresh Telecom lines working again. 1-800-525-4032. And it was our fault anyway. We hit a button we shouldn't have hit. So 1-800-525-4032.
And thank you to Refresh Telecom for fixing our phone lines today.
Yeah. Or just telling us to push that button.
Or telling us to stop pushing the
button. It took a while, but
it took them all day, and then they were like, "Oh, it's your fault, you dumbasses! Don't push the button."
Which button? Because I'm the one that uses the phone.
It's on the top. I'll show you later. In case somebody calls, we'll see.
Okay.
Going off and going back on, never the funnest thing in the world to do. Oh, we got the SoundCloud. Well, we'll be on SoundCloud soon too, guys. There you go. Back to the Bitcoin thing, or to the cryptocurrency. I know we talk a little bit about it out there. You guys really are opposed to this, I would think.
I really am. Well, no, I'm opposed to the way it's marketed. I'm not opposed to investing in it because I think for a short-term investment, it's actually not so bad. So if you have a little extra cash and you want to do some short-term investing, definitely cryptocurrencies is something to look at. But I don't like the way it's marketed as an alternative currency because that's not what it is.
All right. Greg, what about you?
My dealer doesn't take Bitcoin, so I'm not dealing with it.
So you're not doing it. If your dealer don't take it, it ain't worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get off the currency that they take.
Maybe that's why Trey Radel got caught. Trying to pay in Bitcoin.
Yeah, should have bought his stuff and built.
He should have been using Bitcoin. Maybe dealers need to go to Bitcoin.
Silk Road. Well, dealer have been using it. They've been using Silk Road.
Yeah.
Look, man. Here's the thing, man. If you're a guy, you mine a bunch of Bitcoins. Somebody goes, "Yeah, I'll give you, give you a bag of weed for that stuff, or those Bitcoins." You'll sell them. You love Bitcoin, then you'll be mining your ass off. After your first bag, you are mining your ass. You might as well call yourself Super Mario Brothers. You're mining so much. You're bringing in another guy. You're gonna call him Luigi just cause. Bitcoin.
Ting, ting.
Nope,
I did that.
I'm getting high tonight. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Maybe then I'd find it to have an intrinsic value, but right now it doesn't.
Oh, well, Silk Road, you could buy it with Bitcoin.
Silk Road got shut down.
Well, they're going to make another one, though.
Yeah, there's already alternatives. But
Yeah, they don't talk about them too much, though. It's just called Tobacco Road. There's Iron Road, Brick Road. Oh, the Brick Road. Oh, that's where you get
the yellow brick road.
Oh yeah, that's where you get the stuff. That's where you get the
good stuff.
Exactly.
That Lebanese hash.
that Lebanese hash. Those are just two cool words together anyway. Though. Like for no reason.
Yeah.
Like Lebanese hash.
There is Lebanese hash.
It's like the first time you said it, I was like, Lebanese? Is that like a cleaning product?
Wow.
Peruvian flake is also not a cleaning product.
I didn't realize he said Lebanese. I thought he said lemon, like Lebanese. Like Lebanese.
Lebanese.
Well, I guess here's the final question, though. I guess here's the final question for you guys.
All right.
Will the 1787 network be taking Bitcoin for ads? Or any kind of cryptocurrency for ads?
I don't have opposition to it.
I don't have an opposition to it. I mean, I'm the one that has to account for it at some point.
All right.
But
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Danielle's going to have to convert it to cash, so it's up to her.
because it doesn't mean anything to you until it's actually cash then, right?
Right. It doesn't
There
mean
you go.
anything until it's actual cash.
There you go.
Well, okay, wait. If you can prove to me that I can buy the things that I need in my daily life or in my life at all with a Bitcoin, then I could tell you that, yeah, let's do it. But you tell me what I can pay within Bitcoin that I would use.
Well, he told you about the couple that did 100 days.
Okay. You live with me, right?
Yeah.
You know my daily life. You know the things that I buy, the bills that I have to pay. Tell me one of those things that is going to be able to be done with Bitcoin.
As it stands right now, you'd have to convert it to cash first.
And if I remember the story correctly, that couple had to do a lot of talking people into accepting Bitcoin.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to have to convince people to accept the currency that I want to use. That kind of defeats the purpose of streamlining this process beyond the barter system.
You know, and that is true. No, hold on a second. And that is true, but in any kind of currency, though, you would have to have a starting point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
just because the dollars have been around for so long, you know, it used to be gold and silver, and then they switched it over to dollars, and then they got everybody used to dollars, and then they stopped being on gold and silver.
Yeah.
Because even at one point, the dollar was backed by gold and silver, so what they do, they brought in dollars, right?
Right. And I understand all that.
God bless
but-
America.
But I'm just saying that at this point, Bitcoin as a currency has zero value to me.
As a political statement, does it have any value to you?
Yes.
Mildly.
Wow.
I don't find it to be that big of a political statement.
You don't think
it's
it'd be
not making enough impact to be a big enough?
not
political
yet,
statement.
not yet.
It could.
I mean,
but
you're talking. He was talking about billions of dollars. Was it billions of dollars is out there for?
Yeah.
You know, that's billions of dollars, man. It's a start.
I love the concept. I love the idea. I love what they're trying to do. I'm not sold on it yet. And that's
I think in this
That-
one,
it
you're
could
just
be
not a
my-
fast follower. Would you think?
yeah. Well, I'm a natural skeptic,
All right.
and I don't believe what people tell me, and I don't trust things until I see it to be proven. And
I gotcha.
And
And they
you
haven't
know,
blown anything up your skirt enough for you to figure it out.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I don't completely understand it. So, I mean, my criticisms aren't necessarily against Bitcoin. It could just be my lack of understanding.
Against cryptocurrency itself.
Yeah. I mean, my lack of understanding it could be the problem, but
Yeah. And Danielle's not having that same problem you are.
No.
she understands it clearly and still disagrees.
It wouldn't matter at this point.
But see, that's the thing. I kind of my understanding. I understand it the same way Danielle does. I mean, we're making the same statements here about our problems with it, and maybe something will change in that. But I don't think it will.
And I've had, listen, in what we do and being libertarians and things like that, it's not like I haven't spoken to many people who really are experts in Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies. Zach is very knowledgeable. There's other people. I mean, I was in Pensacola and had hours of a conversation about cryptocurrencies. And at the end of it, there was still questions that nobody could answer. What's the value of it? Besides the faith that besides people believing it has value. And nobody can answer that. And that's where I have a problem with calling it an alternative currency. Is it an investment? Sure. Could you make money off of it? Absolutely. Would I tell someone not to get it? No, I wouldn't tell them not to get it. But I would tell them it's not going to be a currency. Do you want it to make some money down the road? Yeah, short term, you're going to do well, and you should do it. But it's not an alternative currency. It's not going to make a big enough political statement to actually change anything. It's not something that can... I can't even believe you're going to that website. You know it's going to piss me off. It's not something that will change the current system that we have because it's not built that way. It's not built in a way that it can replace the dollar. So... if that's I want a political I want to make a political statement in what can fix the dollar, what can replace the dollar. This isn't it. So to me, it's kind of like, whatever. I'll make some money off of it, but
Right. It's still not a different currency. You're still basically just asking people, "Hey, can I pay you in Apple shares rather than in cash? You know, can I pay you in shares of Brookstone or Starbucks or whatever?"
Yeah.
I mean, it's really all you're doing.
I got you. Look, I'm not saying I don't understand your point here because I do understand your point, but I think that Well, look, I think one that you guys probably would not be people that would recommend that would be using it too much, though, and I think that for most people in the beginning of this is not going to be used to run their daily lives at all. But it is one of those things where what you could look at it as is that if somebody does take Bitcoin and you're able to transact with that person in that currency, that would be the beginning of building something that would work out. And if you could try to adjust some of your spending habits to that direction, or towards cryptocurrency to begin with, and away from something like the Fed, but do it in gold and silver as well. Like, start transacting in gold and silver, because you can do that too. I think there's a new gold card out, actually, that is, you put your deposit in gold and it pays in it uses the gold calculation when it does that. So you are transacting in, well, see, but it's still transferring it to dollars at one point, though.
Right.
So it's still, the good thing is that you can start doing a lot of transactions with Bitcoins and crypto, that you could leave the account money in there. So if you made money, you left it in there, and then you spent the money that you made just in that marketplace, that it would create a newer marketplace where you're getting it. It's almost like, let's say tomatoes was currency. I know that it's different because it's something that has value. But what I'm saying is the fact that if you and your neighbor traded things in tomatoes and said, look, give me that thing, I'll give you 20 tomatoes. And you're like, oh, okay, I'll give you those 20 tomatoes. The government wouldn't be able to track that, really.
Right. But here's the thing, and this is a better alternative. If you really want to make a political statement, really want to make one, you build a system in your own community where everyone can trade and barter services and goods as much as possible, and that makes a much bigger statement than trying to build a cryptocurrency.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. I think you should do that. I think you should do that as well. I think there's a place for cryptocurrencies. I don't know exactly where it is yet, but I think there is some place that it's going to be. And I think it's going to be, with technology, I think it's going to be something that's here to stay in some way, shape, manner, or form.
And it could be.
Hey, I didn't want to spend the money on a modem when the internet first started becoming something, and that didn't mean I thought the internet sucked and was never going to work. And clearly, I would have been wrong had I said so. But we're not jumping on board with this and fully convinced. I think
I got
really.
you. I got you. Well, when me and Al Gore sat down and made the internet.
Yeah, well,
I mean, listen,
right after you invented pants.
I am completely for mining.
Pants? Hold on. Pants? All right.
It's just as absurd.
I'd argue that pants are not nearly as absurd.
Pants have an intrinsic value.
You can put pants on.
They're too useful. A Democrat would have never came up with it.
It's a good idea.
No,
Hey, how did this thing come undone?
It came undone when we were
this
messing
thing's
with
off
all
the
this
rails.
stuff. I know. Well, no, I am all for mining of these cryptocurrencies. Once they go up a little bit, I'd probably sell them off and make some money off of them. I'm not opposed to making money, and you can make money off of these and things like that. And so I'm sure that I will get into the cryptocurrency market. But deal with it for what it is. It's a short-term investment. Make a little money off of it, and then get rid of it.
Yeah, that's really what my problem is that it's portrayed as an alternative currency, and I don't see how that's what it is. Yeah. If we talk about it on straight terms of what it really is, then yeah, that's fine. But people talk about it as if it is an alternative currency, as if it can be used instead of dollars, and right now, that's not what it is.
Right.
I got you. Well, I think with any of those things, you got to have your champions, though. The ones that are out there preaching the message. So, and that's good. Look, I remember we had. I know we still got those mountain hours we never used. So we still.
Right.
But that was I think that was even another different idea, though.
Well, it was very similar.
It was fiat in a certain aspect.
Well, yeah, because it's based on it's based on time. You got to read it. It's even awesomer. But
Even awesomer?
yeah. So
What am I missing out on?
but it's based on hours, hours of production. But there's, everyone works at different, hour rates. Like I can get something done in certain things done in less time than you could get it done. So I think even basing a currency in hours, there's no real standard. And that's what kind of is an issue with like mountain hours or, Clearwater hours or whatever they want to call them. Did you read that? That's funny.
Yeah, read that out loud.
Okay,
Share it with the class.
Okay, there's a especially.
Do you know you're moving his computer back?
Yeah, you're pushing.
Oh,
my
I'm sorry.
equipment.
There's
What the heck are you doing?
I can't see his computer screen.
Oh, okay.
I'm short. My screen covers any part of his screen.
I gotcha.
See, when he moves, I do. I didn't know that.
Sorry.
Oh.
So we're a little obsessed with food trucks.
I love food trucks. By the way.
Love food trucks. So there's a picture of a food truck, and it's a tacos. It's Tila's Tacos, and it says every taco is hand rolled with exotic Mexican spices by genuine Mayan virgins, or Carlos, depending on who's available.
Oh, dude,
What day are the Mayan virgins working?
I want to know that day. Dude,
I want to go on Carlos's day off. Sorry.
They stopped in December 31st, 2012.
We went to this.
21st.
We did this one food truck rally that had this barbecue chicken place.
I was not there.
You were not there. Oh my god, it was the best barbecue. It was barbecue chicken on a stick, by the way. But it was barbecue and it was hot, but it wasn't too hot. Oh, it was,
You mean
I love
spicy?
food on a stick, by the way.
Oh,
You
such
put
a good time.
just about anything on a stick, and it's awesome.
yeah, exactly. you see your son put a candy bar on a stick.
Did he?
Oh yeah, you weren't there for that either.
I wasn't. I'm like, I'm missing all these things.
You're missing all the cool stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what it was. I'll tell you when it happened. Going over to my grandma's house. Mm-hmm. You got popsicles over there, right?
Right.
Went to the store, got a candy bar, ate the candy bar, put the candy bar on the stick, and then ate the rest of the candy bar on the stick. Kind of funny,
It
actually.
was ingenious.
It was very smart. Look at this. I got candy bar on a stick. I'm like, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Sweet, you're not going to get chocolate all over my car.
I love the food truck. I will eat things out of a food truck that I will not eat out of other places.
You will too.
Like, I hate onions, man, and I hate tomatoes. Like, I don't like them being ingredients on there. But this one food truck serves these, like, I don't want to call them fajitas or whatever, but that kind of thing. But they put that kind of stuff in there, but they're the best things ever. Like, it is just pleasure in your mouth.
But if me or Kelly were to actually, I know. I tried to ignore it. I tried.
I'm too juvenile.
If me or Kelly were to cook anything with onions or tomatoes and put them in front of us, he would give us a look like we just tried to murder him.
Yeah. Well, I had to be nice to this guy because he gave it to me for free, too. So it wasn't like I paid for it, you know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of handed it to me because we put the thing on, right? I think I'm in charge, and so he gave me a free taco. I tried to pay for it. He wouldn't let me pay for it or whatever. But, man, that was so good, though. Jim and Eddie was like, oh.
Maybe there's things that we would make with that stuff in it that you would actually like.
Maybe.
Just serve it out of the truck. Just send them out to the car.
What's for dinner tonight? You gotta go to the bed of the truck to find it. You're gonna love it.
It's like tailgating every night.
We should do it.
Is that what I should do?
Yeah, I got to go find those food trucks again, man. What do we do? We got something going. You know what? We might be able to find them food trucks. We still got the cards, right?
Yeah, we got the
He's obsessed with
I'm
the
really
food trucks.
hungry.
Can they deliver? Can I
I'm
get one to
really
drive
hungry.
here?
Got a truck.
Here's the thing. I want to find that chicken on a stick again because that was really good stuff.
right.
Like, it was so good I couldn't even finish it all, and it was so much I couldn't even finish it all. Like, this was a lot of chicken on a
That
stick,
must have
man.
been his big stick.
Big stick.
And it was his chunks, like the chunks of chicken, were huge. It was unlike any other chunk of chicken I've
I
ever
have to tell
seen.
you this story because this is not. I mean, you probably won't find it half as funny as me and Kelly found it. You always complain. Like, I started cooking dinner every once in a while, and I don't know how you like everything. Kelly does. She's been cooking for you for a long time, but I come in and I start cooking, and you have complaints. And the biggest complaint is like, well, you cut the mushrooms too small or you cut the chicken too small. And so now every time I cut chicken, he comes into the kitchen and is like, oh, well, I want to make sure you're not cutting it too small. Make sure it's like big chunks so I can bite into it. So the other day we're making tacos and I told Kelly, well, I'll cut up the chicken for you. And I'm like, oh, I better cut them big, because I know Alex freaks out if they're not big chunks. He comes into the kitchen and goes, well, that's really big to eat in tacos, isn't it?
hold on a second here. While that's true, in all reality, for tacos, you actually want to make them longer.
Yeah, you want chicken strips for tacos.
You could call it that. You
Yeah.
call it that. You call it that. I would call it something else,
fingers.
but you know. Hey, look, I like my chicken. I really love chicken, by the way. So I could eat chicken forever for the rest of my life, and I would be happy. I would not have wanting for anything else.
I would. Bacon.
Don't get me wrong, man. I think bacon's a good time, but I love chicken.
You know, as much as you say that all the time, you'll be like, oh, I like bacon. Whenever we have it here, you never eat any.
Oh, just save that for me. Every Wednesday and Friday, I'll eat his leftover bacon for the week.
My kids love bacon. So when they're here, we cook bacon for breakfast. They have bacon and macaroni and cheese. I mean, they will put bacon in everything.
You know what, man? I like bacon in certain things, man.
Like what?
Like what do they call that sandwich? I get it.
You mean a club?
I get
A
it.
BLT.
Yeah, BLT. but a chicken BLT though, or turkey
turkey
BLT.
club. He
Yeah,
wants
turkey
it.
club.
He eats
I like the
bacon,
bacon
in
there.
a turkey club.
Yeah, I like bacon there. They make that thing at what's the name of I can't remember the name of the place right now. Panera Bread. They make this sandwich, this Chipotle sandwich at Panera Bread that has
does that have bacon in it?
That has bacon in it. It's
Okay.
good there. Where else do I like bacon? That's about it. I like bacon in those,
in
areas,
those
though.
two sandwiches.
But in those two sandwiches, they work out well though.
Well, I'm like a little. Is my mic even working?
yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear
I
you.
can hear you.
Okay. I'm a little bummed because I was going to do the bacon wrap turkey for Thanksgiving this year, and we're not going to do the bacon wrap turkey.
Oh,
But I am doing the bacon wrap Little Smokies because my contribution to Thanksgiving is always making the hors d'oeuvres and doing the little wrapped Smokies,
Yeah.
doing them in the crescent rolls and stuff. This year, no crescent rolls. I'm just wrapping them in bacon.
nice.
It's
I like
gonna
it.
be little hot dogs wrapped in bacon.
Yeah.
America. Nothing says America like
America.
that. America.
Bacon wrapped sausage.
I bet you George W. Bush has bacon wrapped sausage at his house, and he says that he goes, "It was America."
It's America. I'll have my bacon wrapped sausage if I want.
Yeah. By the way, I will tell you this: Joe Fry now looks like George W. Bush. Did I even get the name right? I might have got the name wrong.
You didn't. I don't think you got the name right. From the Eagles.
Glenn Fry.
Glenn Fry, that's what it is. Glenn Fry. Glenn Fry looks like George W. Bush now. Totally. When we went to the concert, man, whenever Glenn would talk, he would sound like George W. Bush, and he would look like him. It was almost like a George W. Bush stand-in that was Glenn Fry.
It was like a George W. Bush impersonator. It was so funny.
I mean, he was close. I mean, we've met a George W. Bush impersonator that looks
Who is-
like.
And who is hysterical, by the
Oh,
way.
dude. Oh, yeah. Have you ever met this? You've probably never met this guy. This guy goes to Tea Party events, right? As George W. Bush, and people absolutely love him. Now, he makes fun of George W. Bush. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
The
I mean-
impersonation is, I would say, is about as accurate as possible while still being a little exaggerated in the way to make fun of him.
Right.
Well, because, I mean, he's like, we went to Camp David. I like the word camp. It's fun. Camping's fun.
Like he sounds like, but he don't break character.
No, not at all.
Does not break character. Like we went out to like the smoking section with him, right? And we would go out and have a cigarette. And he wasn't smoking, but we would. I don't know. Did he smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a smoker. And even when we would ask him questions like hey, between me and you, he would not break character, man. He was so good at it, and he was. I mean, he was really like a funny guy too, and he could sing songs, and so he wrote songs and sang like the president, like George W. Bush would sing songs. And he goes around the state tour, and people pay him money to come and see him.
I wish we had money, actually, to pay him to come here because he's
Oh.
hysterical.
Oh, I would
That's
totally
awesome.
have him. I would totally have him. Now, some people hate him though. You got to remember too. Like some people don't like George W. Bush, so
Well-
like they don't even like the impersonator.
But
George
the
W. Bush.
impersonator actually makes fun of George W. Bush. Like, if you didn't like George W. Bush, you actually might like this guy.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is there?
What?
Can you really stand to look at somebody you hate?
Yeah,
No
yeah.
matter whether they're being made fun of or not.
And you know what I think? Another thing it is that a lot of people really, really hate George W. Bush. Out of all the politicians, I don't hate him nearly as much as I hate a lot of other ones.
Yeah, I would say that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
for me.
I guess so. When he was in office, I did not like him at all.
Well, oh no, I don't think he ever should have been president.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like he was too stupid to know any better. Not that he was even stupid,
I don't
because
think
he's
George
not a
W.
dumb guy.
I don't think George W. Bush was evil though.
I don't think it was evil. I think he was just.
Cheney was evil.
Dumber
Yes.
than a bag of hammers. Yeah,
Yeah,
Cheney.
I think he just
Rumsfeld.
right. I think he had advisors that he was like, well, I guess if you guys know better, all right.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was evil. I think he was an idiot.
Look, when Bush was doing coke and owning a baseball team, Rumsfeld was talking to Saddam Hussein.
Exactly.
Like, there's a big difference between the past history of these guys. And here's the other thing about George W. Bush, and nobody talks about it. Look, he went into Iraq, he went to Afghanistan, he did those things. He still goes and visits the troops, and nobody hears anything about it.
Right.
Nobody
He
hears a
visits them when they
damn
come
word
home.
about it. But he goes there, he goes biking with these guys. It ain't like he just goes there, shakes a hand, and gets the hell out. Like, he spends time with these
Yeah.
people. He does a lot of biking, right? So he takes the service guys and goes biking with them. Like, they do trails and stuff. Like, how does Secret Service can't watch you when you're doing trails? It ain't like they're right. I mean, maybe they got a Secret Service guy
They've got
riding
the
the bike
whole
with them.
park closed off. That's what.
No. These guys are in the middle of the desert. They're in the middle of Texas doing this shit. Look, they're in the middle of, I think it's actually on their ranch, but maybe it is on their ranch or whatever. But
yeah,
dudes own hundreds of acres or whatever. But
Yeah, I just think, and I actually, because I found out that he was a graduate of Harvard and Yale, and I'm like, wow, man, I used to think those schools were for smart people.
oh yeah, they're for idiots.
Well, what it wasn't he? Didn't he graduate a history major or something at that? No,
I don't even know.
I remember history. I think was his major, and I'm like,
In one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think at Yale, and I was like, seriously? Are you kidding me? He's gonna go into Afghanistan, but he's a history major.
Look, this guy was a baseball team owner, and I mean,
What, you think you could do what Genghis Khan and Alexander the Great couldn't? What the hell is wrong with you? You couldn't even run a baseball team.
well, yeah. I mean, can we possibly just watch Rambo 3 one time to realize that one dude in there can take out all the Russians? Do you think we stand a chance?
I mean, either Yale has the worst history program known to man,
Probably.
or he is the dumbest guy ever.
I think he's one of those guys that's in some ways he was smart. You know what it was? He was smart enough to become president, stupid enough to actually be able to do the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that about
Because
sums it
again,
up.
he brought in Cheney. He brought in the team of people, man. He said, I got my team coming in. Those are the people he was touting. Because those people are like, well, we'll push you in the top to be president so you can get all the blame while we go do all this evil
Yeah.
stuff and make trillions of dollars.
Well, I think
Chertoff's going to get some of that money too.
I think he ended up with a group of people that said, we're going to make sure you win, because he was stupid enough for them to control.
Yep.
And see, he's stupid because he proved it after he got reelected, because he kept saying, this is evidence that I have all this political capital and I'm going to spend my political capital. And then he did the equivalent of blowing it on hookers and cocaine.
Hookers and cocaine would have been something.
Yeah, he would have had something to show for
That
it.
motherfucker got robbed and they took a kidney from him. You know what I'm saying? Jesus.
He woke up in the bathtub of ice.
Yeah, with a mascara note on the window.
CD
Be like,
hotel.
you just got 50,000 people effed up in America. Thank you very much. Think about it like this, and this is the other part about Afghanistan and Iraq that they really don't talk about too much. You want to talk about casualties? If you get rid of the advancements in technology, we lose as many people over there as we did in Vietnam. It's only the advancements in technology that actually saved a lot of these people's lives. But it ain't like they just were okay again. They're missing limbs, they're missing arms, they're
Yeah.
missing legs, they got crap blown off, their faces all messed up, they got all kinds of problems all over the place. For a dude that we sold the crap to. One of them, we knew he had chemical weapons. We knew that.
We didn't just sell him the chemical weapons. We put him in power.
Yeah.
Right.
We toppled the government, handpicked him because of the evil bastard that
and
he
then
was,
gave him chemical weapons.
and then sold him chemical weapons.
Hey, here's the pisser about the whole Middle East thing, by the way. Not to get into the Iran thing. You know what? The neocons need to shut up about this freaking Iran thing. Okay, they really do. They need to shut up. This is. Do not start another freaking war here. What are you thinking? Look, this peace deal may be good, may be bad, whatever. But it's a freaking peace deal. Can we try that? Can we just try to give it a chance here for a minute? You know what I mean? Like, can we make an attempt to maybe pull some people out of some countries first before we get into another conflict with a country that we really shouldn't be getting into a conflict with anyway? I really wish more people would be able to fully understand the complete history of our relationship with Iran starting from 1953 on. And unless you know and can talk about all of those things, then it doesn't make any sense to have a conversation with you because you'll never understand their viewpoint. Because, and this ain't a blame America thing. This is just their viewpoint. Look, there's bad people on all sides. But when you overthrow their democratically elected president and install a dictator that was doing damage to their citizens for like 40 or for 30 years, no, 20 years, because 53, 63, 73, 79, so 26 years. That's what that guy was doing for 26 years. Like, don't we have to take a little bit of responsibility for those actions? Like, I mean, again, it's like, well, you're just blaming America. No, I'm not blaming America. I'm blaming dumbasses who made some bad decisions in the CIA that most people didn't even know about. Look, these were covert operations. They've just come to light now, and this ain't like a truther thing. Look, and again, I'm not going to get in a 9/11 argument with anybody, but know the history.
Right.
We overthrew their dictator for business interests, and it had to do with oil. When you talk about for oil, that's what it had to do with. And as soon as they overthrew that guy and installed even a worse guy, then we actually gave the arms to them, to the Iranians. After they overthrew him, we gave the arms to the Iranians and to the Iraqis so they would fight each other and kill more of each other. Whether anybody wants to admit that or not, those are the facts as they stand right now. And again, this is not to place blame on anything. That's just what happened. I don't know how we got all the way to there, but
we were way
somehow
off the rails.
we ended up at the Iran-Contra affair.
Rambo 3 and the Iran-Contra affair. Rambo friggin' 3, by the way.
And the Iran-Contra affair.
Who knew that Rambo 3 was going to be such a telltale movie? You know how many times I reference Rambo 3 very frequently?
You watch Rambo 3 very frequently?
No.
Hey, Mr. Peabody, let's get
I
the Wayback
reference-
Machine.
You do actually
I
reference it.
reference Rambo 3 very
Now, I
frequently.
wouldn't know that you were referencing Rambo 3 except for the fact that you tell me that you're referencing Rambo 3. But yes, you do reference it often.
Hold on a second here, by the way.
What?
Let me just say something. And I don't know who this person is, but I'm just going to say this. Somebody posted a picture that says, "Join the fight. Stop Hillary in 2016. Facebook.com/Stop Hillary in 2016. I'm going to go find this group. And I'm going to not join it, but I'm going to look at all the people that have actually signed up in this group. And if they're signed up in the group, to be honest with you, I'm going to defriend them. And here's why. If you are actually worried about Hillary friggin' Clinton in 2016, enough to join a friggin' stupid group, look, we got way. Can you get local, please?
Your vision is too far off field for you to be
Yeah.
effective, if
Yeah.
that's what you're worried about.
Exactly. And here's the thing. I mean,
There's 25,000 people on this page already.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. Can we have a little bit of understanding of what's going on here? Man, telling you. So much further to go. Ain't
Man,
that a
fuck
bitch?
these guys.
Hey, that's all I had, by the way. Just for the record, I know it's 12:23.
We got 7 minutes of show left, and you got nothing else. You
Well, I mean,
gotta break
I
out
can-
some stumble
I can-
upon or something.
I can.
No, he said-
Well, do you guys hold on, man? I want to leave it open, man. Danielle, what do you got? You got anything for us?
Did you see the president pardoned a turkey?
Yeah, I heard about
do
that.
that all the time.
Yeah. Well, they do it every year. But you know that every turkey that Barack Obama has pardoned has died shortly after.
How did they die?
They've died of nobody, not nobody knows, but like one caught a disease and
Are
died.
you telling me that the president's pardons of the turkeys is an inside job?
I'm just saying that it's just a coincidence that every turkey that President Obama has pardoned has died shortly after.
They're racist turkeys, is what it is. I ain't taking a pardon from a black president.
I'm going back. I'm going back to pictures.
Oh gosh,
I'm going
I
back to
hate
pictures.
you do this just to annoy me.
This guy really is this. This guy has a. I like this guy's page. It's so funny though. All right, well I'll get off of it. There you go. See, I'm off. I'm off. Everybody calm down. I'm not gonna go crazy or anything. We could look at the Global Dispatch, see what's on there if you wanted to. I mean, we could do that. We could do whatever you wanted.
When are we going to do the conversation about religion and libertarianism?
I know.
Oh, not tonight.
Because I am like I
I
can't
know.
wait for that
I'm
conversation.
ready for that conversation.
Well, I mean, it's 12:25, so we're really gonna need more than
Well,
5
I know we're
minutes.
not
get
going
into
to
it.
do it tonight.
I mean, we could do it Friday, third hour, if you wanted to.
Okay.
Is an hour good enough?
That's like we're going to have to put a time cap on it at some point because
Well, I mean, here's
Yeah,
the
I
thing:
mean, we can
conversation
talk
can
about it
go
all
on
day.
forever.
Yeah.
is an hour enough to get into it to a point where you can stop it at a certain point to get into it again?
Yeah, I think so.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right. All right.
I honestly think an entire Wednesday show should be dedicated to it, but
Really?
yeah.
I'd do that. You want 2 hours?
I think
Yeah.
we
I think we could. I think we
I
could
could fill
it.
2 hours on that topic myself.
Yeah.
Probably. So, and you
Oh.
get the three of us in here, all with conflicting religious views, and
I would say that is definitely the one thing that all three of us don't agree on.
Yeah.
That there's differing views on those. That's absolutely the truth. But
We have way different views.
I would argue that mine's the best. But that's just the way I'm saying it.
well, I'm sure we would each make that argument.
Well, no. It's
That
because I
tends
don't.
to be why you hold those beliefs.
But I'm just saying.
my beliefs suck.
Mine are the best though. So I'm gonna go ahead and
You know what?
I'm putting that out there.
You know what? I think Christianity has the best beliefs, but I'm still a Muslim because it's easier.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What if Kate Upton asked you to be a Muslim? Would you be one?
What are the terms? I mean,
You get to touch her all you want.
that's actually a tempting conversion tactic.
You're thinking,
right
aren't
there.
you? I
I
don't know.
can't tell you. I'm not.
I only have one phrase to say to you. Assalamu alaikum. God, that woman's hot though. Isn't it amazing? Like, maybe as a woman you might appreciate this. Maybe you won't. I don't know. But I'm gonna say it either way. Do you find sometimes that the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition almost kind of sets the standard in like a hot chick in a bikini, though?
I mean, I guess. But
But that chick though ends up being hot. Like if she's like the one on the cover, then she's like they really find the hot ones though. I mean, what about Kate Upton? What do you think there?
well,
Where are
no,
you thinking?
definitely, I do. I think that well, I don't like the whole modeling thing, and I don't like I don't like the swimsuit editions and things like that. And the reason why is because it's so photoshopped that they don't actually really look like that in real life. Or you have like the model side where they actually do, they do look like that in real life, but the problem is they're so rail thin that they have absolutely no body. Like I think a woman looks much prettier with some curves.
All right, I appreciate the answer on that one.
And you know this because
No,
that I've seen it. I'm like, well,
I know, and I know. I was hoping for much more of a sophomore answer than that one.
Sorry, I don't do that.
I
Like,
was really
I
hoping
went to the wrong
someone-
person.
I don't do 15-year-old boy.
Greg, agree or disagree?
Wait, was it an agree or disagree question?
Oh no, what do you think about the swimsuit issue?
I like the swimsuit issue. I have liked the swimsuit issue since I was like 11 years old.
Look, I feel like you know who I feel like right now though.
Who's
I
that?
feel like Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused.
I keep getting older,
They keep
but they just stay
staying
the same age.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I feel like with the swimsuit issue.
a little bit.
which I love.
Well-
Don't get me wrong, but
So Kate Upton was on the cover this year.
Yeah.
Was it last year that had Bar Raffaele as on the cover?
I don't know.
Oh man, she got body of make a bishop kick out a stained glass window right
Oh
there.
yeah, make a bishop kick out a sting. You ever heard that one, Danielle? I ain't never heard that one before in my life.
No,
That is
never before
That is
tonight.
the best one I've ever heard right there. That's the line of the night. That happened at a minute before the show's over. It's all downhill from here. Next 60 seconds.
We're closing.
Thank you. We're closing it down.
Good night.
I don't even know what to say there. That's amazing. Make a bishop.
Where do you go from there?
Oh, have you ever seen that video, by the way? Of no, you can start doing the music now. Just slow fade. You ever seen the one video of the woman that was talking on public access that said, Dickie make you want to slap somebody. Dick's so good, make you want to slap somebody. You remember that one?
Yes.
She was talking about love making, and she was
And
like,
she got so into
Dick make you
it.
want to smack somebody. Like just, I mean, we got to find that clip and
We
play that
have to
clip, man.
find that. That was the-
because she was with another woman who had no idea what she was talking about because she ain't never had Dick make her want to smack anything but another bite of that burrito. You know?
And the lady went like,
Oh, dude, and that shit was on public access, and it was the funniest thing you've ever. I mean, if I was watching that live, I would have peed my pants.
it was so funny.
Public access is awesome television.
I would never watch public access again because it'd be all downhill from there. All right, guys, off the rails. We'll see you on Friday.
Take me so there's no escape.